Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the... No, you're not listening to the main event. It's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks. And here we stand. A pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, that's Dan, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
Oh, Dan, screwing up the intro. It's not a good start, man. You slept better last night, right?
Yes.
Okay, congratulations. I slept terribly last night. Hence my tongue-tiredness. I don't even know if that's a word. Today, how are you doing out there, folks? You're listening live on the 2nd of July. Oh, way past the halfway point of the year, Dan. We're zooming downhill towards Christmas. It's a weird thing to say, isn't it? As we're still at the gates of summer. But how are you doing out there, folks? It is indeed the 2nd of July, 8:30 a.m. Central European Time. And you're listening to me and Dan live. How are you doing in there, Dan? It's Thursday.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing well.
Yeah. Are you enjoying working from home? No, I miss you, Rob. Oh, that's such a beautiful thing to say. Anyway, moving on. Shall we see what's coming up in today's show? In today's show, you said Spain were playing football tonight, right?
Yes.
So I've got a World Cup unpopular opinion today. First of all, in today's 100 Humans, I asked them to name something you'll see in the World Cup. Nombra algo que verás en el Mundial. And today's unpopular opinion is the World Cup encourages nationalism. El Mundial fomenta el nacionalismo. Ooh, a controversial one today. Yeah, Spain's... Who are they playing tonight, Dan? Do you know? Austria. Here's the eternal question, Dan. In the future, Spain v Cabo Verde. Who are you supporting?
They have already played against.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And who did you support?
I wanted them to draw.
You wanted them to draw. And Spain... Who won that match?
They drew.
They drew. Oh, okay, there you go. See, I'm so blissfully unaware of what's happening in the World Cup. So Spain have qualified, right? From what I understand.
Yes.
They've already qualified.
Yes.
And the match on Saturday, the Cabo Verde match, that we are all irrationally supporting Cabo Verde, this World Cup, right? That will, because I think 2 teams, right, out of every group will go through.
They have already done the group things.
Oh, really?
They are all eliminating right now.
Oh, okay. So Cabo Verde still have a chance, though, right, to go through?
Yes, but if it loses, it's gone.
Well, we have to pray for a win, don't we, against Argentina on Saturday. By the way, if Domingo, our listener from Argentina, is listening, I'm very sorry. Anyway, where are we? So today we're talking about the World Cup and nationalism, but that's coming up later. First of all, let's turn our weather eye to the people joining us in the audience. We've got Eugene here from Russia. He says, hi guys, Vero's with us. Good morning, beautiful Bohemians around the universe and beyond. Good morning, Vero. And Mike, good morning, dear Bohemians. It's Jueves and Spain's big day at the World Cup. So really, there are no stakes, right, for Spain. They're already going through. I don't understand how this works now.
It's hard for me to explain it in English.
Tell me in Spanish, I'll translate.
Ya, quien pierda, pierde. Ya están eliminados.
Okay, so whoever loses, loses. So if Spain lose tonight, they go out.
Yes.
Then they're not in the World Cup.
Yes.
Okay. Good luck, Spain.
Well, it wasn't too hard to say it in English.
It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. It was really easy, Dan. Destiny for life. Why don't you just try, Dan?
Because I didn't know what to say. I mean, not even in Spanish.
Yeah, I know. And I get the sense, to a small degree, you're kind of making up the rules as you go along.
No, it's true.
I know you're not a football fan, Dan. You can lie to the thousands and thousands of listeners, but you can't lie to Uncle Rob. He knows. Anyway, shall we see some news? Let's turn our attention to the news. By the way, if you want to be as cool, as sexy, and as charming as Mike, Vero, Eugene, and all the other people watching today, you can join them. Have me be the conduit of your ideas and thoughts by going to twitch.tv/professional bohemian. That's twitch.tv/Bohemio Profesional, pero en inglés. You can also join me on Instagram if you want to interact with the show outside of our lifetimes. You can do that on on the account at @professionalbohemian. Or if you're extra specially cool and sexy and charming, well, you can, of course, join me on my Patreon where you get all the good stuff. Where good things happen, boys and girls, on my Patreon. Anyway, let's get into some news. The reason I asked about working from home. Do you spend more time with Mrs. Dan when you're working from home?
No.
Reason I ask is remote work could threaten your relationship. Bum, bum, bum! This is coming from scipost.org. El teletrabajo podría poner en peligro tu relación. Can you guess, Dan, why remote work might ruin your relationship?
Fine.
Spending too much time around this person.
I don't know.
You don't know. Let's get into it, shall we? Working from home is often sold as a better way to live, but research suggests it can put a real strain on romantic relationships. A study highlighted by SciPost found that when remote workers and their partners have different ideas about how strictly work and home life should be kept separate, that mismatch can create work-to-home conflict, increasing loneliness, and even raise the chances of talking about separation. The key issue is what researchers call segmentation preference. Some people want firm boundaries around work, while others are happy to let work spill into family time. Dan, that's not your problem. That's not a problem for you.
No.
Your problem is having work spill into work time. Right? Anyway, let's continue. The research suggests that remote work is not just an individual choice, but something couples experience together. In 2 studies involving German dual-earner couples, researchers found that work-related stress at home could make both partners feel emotionally isolated, even while living under the same roof. Can I be honest with you? I have gone through extended periods of work from home. Ironically, not through the pandemic like most of us. Through the pandemic, I actually came in. I had a special dispensation to film with Richard Vaughan. But when I think it was around 2009, 2010, I was living in the Canary Islands 2 years, and I worked remotely as a designer and freelance marketer. And and through that time, my partner at the time was also working from home. And I'll be honest, I think I would be in the category of letting work spill into family time. That would be me. I remember firmly being sat while my partner's watching TV, just sat there happily working away. 24 hours a day, non-stop. Well, not 24. I did sleep. Let's say 12, 13, 14 hours a day, non-stop working. That's my problem with working from home, Dan. I think it would cause conflict for me. I am very much the kind of person that needs boundaries. And for me, the physical boundary of this is my workspace, this is my home, play, sleep, relax space, I think that's very, very important for me. I'm not disciplined enough to put down the keyboard and stop working. In all seriousness, how do you manage that divide? Do you find it easy just to say, okay, that's it, work off now? What am I asking? I'm asking the wrong person. Go on, Dan, tell me.
Yes.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Let's see the bridges here. Good morning, my beautiful Bonnie Bouncy Bohemians and Bouncy Bonnie Bob and darling, dashing, dandy Dan the radio man. Gotcha. Almost missed you. Welcome, Bridge. Welcome. Anyway, so the shared. So where were we? Leaving people feel emotionally isolated. We spoke about the German dual-earner couples, and researchers found that work-related stress at home could make both partners feel emotionally isolated, even while living under the same roof. That shared loneliness was linked to greater relationship instability. The takeaway is not that remote work is inherently bad, but that couples may need to actively discuss boundaries, space, and expectations if they want working from home to support rather than undermine their relationship. Yeah, I think it depends on the kind of job and your position within a company. If you have a relatively low stake in the company, a low stake position in the company, then I think it's very easy to switch off, isn't it? Than if you have if you're a high stakeholder. Like back in the days when I was a member of the Comité de Administración of this company, I was, I never switched off. Now I'm not. Happily I do. My free time is mine. I feel like, anyway. Interesting stuff. Let's see. Better late than never, Bridge, says Vero. Conman's joining us all the way from South Africa. How are you doing, sir? Welcome. And let's get into this final piece of news. Quite worrying. A quite worrying parallel drawn here by Fortune. A little bit of a spoiler here, because I did mention this on yesterday's lunchtime show. Yes, Europe's heatwaves are deadlier than American gun violence. Sí, las olas de calor en Europa son más mortales que la violencia armada en Estados Unidos. That is a scary thing, isn't it, Dan? Don't you think?
It sounds like propaganda to me.
Sounds like propaganda. It's from Fortune. It's not from some blog, Pepe blog. You know? Let's get into it. Europe's heat waves are... propaganda how, Dan? Are you... you know climate change exists, right?
No, it sounds the other way.
Okay.
Guns are good.
No. I get you. I understand. Oh, I never thought of it in that way. Yeah. You do know that the world is round and that climate change is real, though, right? Okay, good. Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. Oh, wow, what an interesting observation, Dan. Give yourself a ProBoh approved, will you?
ProBoh approved.
Dan, bringing different ways of thinking about things. I love it. Europe's heatwaves are killing tens of thousands of people, and this summer is making that reality harder to ignore. A viral claim that summer heat in Europe is deadlier than gun violence in the US turns out to be broadly true in raw numbers, even if the comparison is methodologically... I had to go through that one slowly now. Methodologically messy. Europe is facing its second major heat emergency in 2 months, with temperatures topping 108 degrees Fahrenheit in parts of France and 113 degrees Fahrenheit in southern Spain. That, for those of us in centigrades, is in the 40s. While several countries have issued red alerts, I know the UK was red alerts every single day a couple of weeks ago. Scientists say climate change is the main reason this is happening, with a developing El Niño adding even more pressure to an already overheating system. Europe is also warming faster than any other continent, and much of its infrastructure was simply not built for this kind of heat. The deeper point of the article is not that one crisis cancels out the other, but that both reveal what societies have chosen to tolerate. Data scientist Hannah Ritchie argues that the viral chart compares different kinds of measurements, so it's not a perfect apples-to-apples comparison. I think the difference being is that we can legislate... Oh, hang on, I'm going to get in trouble here. We can ban guns. We can't ban the sun. But then your next thought is, well, we could have taken action on climate change a lot quicker, couldn't we? Yeah, but that's a global initiative, and because of Europe's position in the globe and the currents, the air and sea currents that we depend on for clement weather are breaking down. There's very little we can do about it, right? Anyway, let's continue. Still, the broader takeaway remains Europe is accepting a huge and preventable death toll from extreme heat, just as America long accepted an extraordinary death toll from guns. Only about 20% of European homes have air conditioning, compared to roughly 90% in the US. You know what, Dan? I'm going to agree with you. This is propaganda. And I don't think it's propaganda. I think it's just American back scratching, isn't it? Oh, US, we have 90% air conditioning. Anyway, leaving millions exposed to record heat. The article argues that these deaths are not inevitable, but a result of policy, infrastructure, and and collective complacency. As the chances of even hotter years rise, the message is clear. Things do not have to be this bad, but changing them requires action. Changing them required action many, many years ago on climate, a global initiative. But of course, we are a reactionary species. This piece of news has made me angry now. It's not like Europe can convince the minds of the world to take swift and clear action on climate change. And I think of all the I think we in Europe have perhaps been a little bit more forward-thinking than a lot of nations. I don't want to point my finger at the US and the current administration. But yeah, it does seem like Europe is positioned to bear quite a lot of the brunt of the climate change. Vero says, where exactly in South Africa are you, Con? Con will not answer that question, Vero, because he likes to be a man of mystery. Mike says, we'll end up going to Finland during the summer. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, on that note, friends, let's move on to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, here we are, Dan, talking about something we care very little about. The World Cup, El Mundial. Today's unpopular opinion is somewhat of a controversial one, right? Striking the line between politics and the World Cup. Does the World Cup encourage nationalism? That's what's up for debate today. The unpopular opinion was exactly that. The World Cup encourages nationalism. El Mundial fomenta el nacionalismo. What do you think, Dan?
I think it's false.
You think it's false? A lot of flag waving, but ultimately leads to nothing. It's a nothing burger, right?
Yes.
Okay. How do you think they voted on Instagram, Daniel?
I think they voted true.
They did vote true. 65% voted true. So you're very much a false on this one, right?
Well, not very much, but
You
yes.
lean towards false. Okay. Why do you think you disagree with the wider population who's voted true on this one?
Because as a society, we are more divided than ever. And one of the few things that joins us together now is considered to be nationalism.
As a society,
I mean,
okay.
maybe it is, but is it really that bad? Just 11 guys playing football.
Yeah. I mean, well, we could look at the agency, FIFA. FIFA is kind of, well, I don't want to get too much into the weeds of this. I take your opinion. It's something that unites rather than separates, right? I mean, nationalism, I mean, does it unite the world, the football competition, or does it unite nations? I mean, I'll tell you one thing, it's certainly less violent than a war, isn't it? Would it be a lot nicer world if Russia and Ukraine were playing football against each other rather than engaged in a war? Or Lebanon and Israel playing football against each other rather than a war? Or America and Iran playing football against each other instead of a war? Oh wait, Iran are in the World Cup. Yeah, it's an interesting one because we can certainly see a lot of the symbols of nationalism in football, can't we? Flag waving, go on, like chanting around a particular country. But does that necessarily mean that it's nationalism?
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, please.
Would you think the same of the Olympic Games?
Yeah, but the further around the Olympic Games seems to be more around athletes rather than teams, right? Aside from the obvious, America got this many gold medals. It's much more around individual athletes. I think that's what the Olympics kind of gives us. Gift to the world is that breaking of records for individuals rather than countries. But I take your point. I mean, let's face it. When when you see two boxers in the ring or whatever sport it is in the Olympics, you're always pointing towards the name of the athlete. Usually it's Spain. We don't frame Cabo Verde versus Argentina as a collection of 11 individuals. It's very much country versus country, isn't it?
To be sincere, I think the same of the Olympics.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think about it as countries rather than individual people.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't watch either. But we're going to get into it right now, shall we? In Spain, football nationalism unites, says The Bridge. Anyway, we'll get to your comments in a second, shall we? Let's go through the pros and cons. So, most people, 65% of people said true today. So let's get into the pro argument, saying World Cup fuels nationalism. It frames competition around nations. Unlike club football, that's like Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid versus whoever. The World Cup asks people to identify with their country above all else, encouraging an us versus them mentality. I mean, you can surely see that, right, Dan? You know, it's Spain versus... Who are they playing tonight? I forget.
Austria.
It's Spain versus Austria. It's an us versus them, isn't it? However, you could say... I mean, supporting your national team doesn't necessarily mean believing your nation is superior to others, does it? National identity becomes emotionally charged. Flags, anthems, patriotic slogans, and national pride become central to the tournament, strengthening national identity. I mean, again, another rebuttal to this would be celebrating national identity is not the same as promoting nationalism, is there? I mean, one thing I'm going to try and avoid saying as much as I can is that there is a difference between patriotism and nationalism. Victories become political symbols. Governments and political leaders often use sporting success to boost patriotism, distract from domestic issues, or reinforce national unity. You know, it's true. Governing parties, if their country does well in football, usually get a political boost from a country's football team going well. This is how irrational we are as human beings. I mean, political leaders can exploit sporting events, but that doesn't mean the tournament itself promotes nationalism, does it? Rivalries can become hostile. Matches sometimes trigger xenophobia, violence, or abuse directed at players and fans from other countries. I mean, that does happen. That does happen, sadly. But those behaviours from a minority of supporters are usually condemned by most football fans. You don't often hear me defending football, but this one is important to me. I'm with Dan on this one, even though I'm going to be kind of contrary to that, as my job is, as always, a counterweight to whatever you guys say. I mean, usually that kind of violence and racism is abhorred by most football fans. Success is framed as... oh my God, I'm running out of time. Oh, let's get into the cons. Sorry, Dan, this is happening more and more often. Let's get into the cons, where 35% of people voted. The World Cup promotes patriotism, not nationalism. Patriotism is pride in your own country. Nationalism usually involves believing your country is superior or should dominate others. Again, to offer a rebuttal, in practice, the line between healthy patriotism and nationalism can sometimes be quite blurry, right? The tournament brings countries together. The World Cup is one of the few events watched simultaneously across the globe, creating a shared experience between cultures. Shared viewing doesn't erase the national competition at the heart of the event, does it? Because, let's face it, you could be watching from the other end of the world, but you're still supporting the other team or the other country. It celebrates international cooperation. Hosting and participating require countries to work together under shared rules and mutual respect. I mean, cooperation off the pitch doesn't mean that it doesn't provoke a little bit of nationalism, does it? It doesn't just because the world unites to put on the event doesn't mean the event itself doesn't promote some kind of nationalism. Fans often admire foreign teams. Neutral supporters frequently adopt second teams and celebrate outstanding players, regardless of nationality. Yeah, but that admiration usually disappears, doesn't it, when your own team is playing? Like Argentina is a great team, but when they're playing against Cabo Verde, man, it's Cabo Verde all the way. Isn't it, Dan?
Of course.
Of course. Okay, guys, look at that. We spent so much time talking and waxing lyrical that we didn't have enough time for our pros and cons. But there you have it, friends. I'm going to ask you, what do you think? Does the World Cup encourage nationalism? Fomenta el nacionalismo. It's a tough one today because all the signs are there, aren't there? The flags, the anthem, the patriotic slogans, national pride is central to the tournament. But does it necessarily promote nationalism? Nationalism, of course, is believing you are superior just by the nature of your geographic birth. Interesting. All right, so I'll post a poll in the chat and you guys will tell me. I'll see you in just a few minutes. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, PROBOH. Okay, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. You're joining us live at 9 a.m. Central European Time. It's me and Dan with the ProBoh Show. How you doing in there, Dan? Are we changing your needle at all? Are you any closer to a true than you were before?
No. Vamos a España.
You are so nash. He's sat there with a Spanish flag draped around his shoulders. Spanish flag on one side, Cabo Verde on the other. But what did you miss if you just tuned in? We looked at an interesting piece of news from SciPost with regards to remote work and how it may affect your relationship, and also kind of an article that kind of pissed me off a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. Europe's heat waves. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Europe's heat waves are deadlier than America's gun violence. Sorry, I was reacting to something Dan held up in the studio. What pissed me off about it is that the article frames it as Europeans' negligence causing these deaths, and I don't think that's true. Fortune, a black mark on your name, sir. Yeah, it's not, because global warming or climate change is a global issue. It's not a European issue. And we don't have enough air conditioning. Oh my God. God forbid. I mean, surely, it's good to be in the market of selling air conditioning in Europe right now, I guess. Because although only around 20% of European homes have air conditioning, I would say those 20% are probably more localized around areas that suffer from extreme heat. I dare say more than 20%, for example, of homes in Spain have air conditioning. I mean, of course they do. Of course they do, because in Spain, it's we do experience extreme heat. However, possibly in Germany, in the UK, they don't. Which, of course, makes a lot of sense, because up until recently, we haven't experienced extreme heat in those countries. So go to hell, Fortune. What the hell do you know? All right, and then we moved into today's unpopular opinion. You still have time to vote, friends. You've got around 4 minutes left. We're talking about the World Cup. The unpopular opinion is the World Cup encourages nationalism. And I, like you, Dan, I'm still pretty much in a false on this one. Just to remind you, on Instagram, it was very much a true. Most people, 65% at the top of the show, said true on this one. That's still 65%. I don't know. I feel like it increases national pride. The World Cup increases national pride. I mean, when Spain does well, I get a pang of pride. But does it make me believe that Spain is superior to any other country? Not really. Not really. But then it's hard to argue, isn't it? Because all the signs are there, aren't they? The flags. The flags, the songs, the symbols, the patriotic slogans, the anthems. I mean, national pride is central to the tournament, but does that mean celebrating national identity is not the same as nationalism? I don't think. Well, that's why I've asked you, friends, because you guys will give us some clarity on this one. Yeah, because obviously on Instagram, they say true. So it's a tough one. Let's get into some of the comments that you sent me here. Vero says false. The World Cup, as well as music, unites the world. It's an interesting take. You brought up the Olympics. It's an interesting take because I would agree. It unites the world through competition, doesn't it? Although the nations are literally competing against one another, it does unite the world. It brings us together in a moment of competition. Yeah, I don't know. In Spain, football nationalism unites. Football nationalism unites, says Bridge. The only way of not being called facha for carrying your national flag is when it's linked to football. I'm not going to tell people what you wrote on the board, Dan.
I'm not a facha.
No, I know you're not a facha. Come on. It's true. It's true. It's I don't know. It's sad that, you look at a national flag and you think, oh, is that nationalism? Am I seeing nationalism right now? I mean, I think sports kind of gives you the license to experience and show your national pride. It's when your national pride becomes a weapon against other countries. I think that's when we cross the border, isn't it? But isn't that what we're doing in a football match or in a sporting event? Isn't it a form of, I don't know, like the New Zealanders doing the haka at the beginning of a football match, an Australian football match or a rugby match, intended to intimidate the opposite team. Not suggesting that the haka is in any way an expression of nationalism, just an observation, Do we do that at football matches to show the other side our nationalism, or are we just celebrating our own team and our own country? It's a tough one. I'm glad. I know. I can't find myself constantly saying this. Try not to get angry by what we're saying. All we're doing is picking apart ideas and trying to get to the kernel of truth at the center of them. Anyway, the US versus them. The us. Oh God, Bridge. Sorry. The us versus them mentality exists inside the country. What's the difference, though? What's the difference between? Like, I remember in the European, where I was young, it was a European Cup or something anyway. I can't remember, some kind of a football thing. I've never been into football. But I hung up a St. George's cross in my place of work. I will have been in my late teens, early 20s. And I hung up a big St. George's cross with my forklift truck, much to the celebration of everyone in the warehouse that I was working at the time. And then when the World Cup, whatever that competition was ended, I took it down. Now, if I'd have placed that up apropos of nothing, like, why does the symbol's meaning change? Is it the intention? Is it the timing? Because there is a very foggy, very blurred line, isn't there, between patriotism and nationalism? And I think that line, where that line lands, is very, very subjective. There is no objective border, I don't think, or at least that border exists differently in our minds on an individual basis. Anyway, Con says Johannesburg. There you go. Look at that. He did answer. Eugene says true. All international sports events encourage nationalism. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, does it? Maybe.
Eurovision too.
Yeah, that's a great one. Eurovision. Yeah. Yeah, because look, do the Scottish fans currently in the US drinking all the beer, drinking Boston Dry of beer, do the Scottish fans in the US believe they are superior to any other nation because of their footballing prowess right now? I don't think they do. So I think that's the difference, isn't it? I think that's what... I mean, the question is it nationalistic? Does it encourage nationalism? Maybe in terms of... this is a tough question. I honestly thought today was going to be a bit of a laugh, but look at us. Mike says, I think the World Cup gives us a chance to think about other countries that we don't hear about much, like Cabo Verde, and also a chance for nations to get together. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree. I think it does bring us closer together, going back to what Vero said and what Mike is saying. To sit across the table from another nation, I think it does us good to see other countries experiencing the love and pride in their country as we have in our own. Right? It's often the same reason why hostage negotiators, when there is a hostage situation, will encourage people, the person taking the people hostage, to use the people's real names, because it makes them more sympathetic, makes them more real, makes them feel more human. I think these national events do the same thing. You see Cabo Verde and the fans of Cabo Verde, like us, embracing Cabo Verde culture. And you think, wow, these guys are just like us. And I think any kind of moment where we see that, I think brings the world closer together. It reminds us all that we're all the same deep down. Right? But again, that's not the question, is it? Does it encourage nationalism? I mean, I'm sure certainly more national flags are sold during the World Cup than any other time. But it's permitted in the World Cup, isn't it? I mean, it's permitted all the time, but I mean, culturally, socioculturally, you may judge someone differently if they're just walking around waving a national flag when there's no sport going on than when there is. Bridge here says, in Spain, football increases national pride. We saw this clearly during the World Cup at the bar. Superior drinking, you mean? Yeah, very few nations beat Scotland when it comes to drinking beer. Yeah, Vero says, we are all Cabo Verde and Curacao rooters now. Oh, fans now, says Vero. It's an interesting one today. Let's get into some comments I received on Instagram. I can see that wrapping yourself in a flag and chanting for your country is basically nationalism with better PR, says Gareth. Nadine says, I think it encourages patriotism more than nationalism. Most fans are just enjoying the competition. That's Nadine. Milan says, sports has always been tied to national identity. The World Cup just makes it more visible every 4 years. And Camille says, it can bring out the best and worst in people. For most, it's harmless fun, but for some, it definitely crosses into nationalism. Yeah, but I think those nationalistic tendencies are brought into the match rather than fomented by the match themselves. I think that's where we're at. Right? Let's get to the results of the poll. So I made the statement that the World Cup promotes nationalism, and you guys said 67% false. Yeah. I mean, I think there are people out there with nationalistic tendencies, and perhaps they are drawn like a magnet to a lot of tribalistic events. And that's not just with tendencies towards tribalism, whether that be club football or even national football. I don't think the sport itself foments that, but it's easier to hide isn't it, when you're wrapped inside of an event that is encouraging patriotism, because there's nowhere better for nationalism to hide than in a patriotic context. But that, friends, all those are just opinions, and opinions, they're like buttholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. Let's move on to today's 100 Humans. Oh my God. It was a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys, and on that walk, I encountered 100 humans and I asked them all a question. Today's question was, name something you'll see in the World Cup. Nombra algo que verás en el Mundial. That's today's question. I asked them that question, they gave me their answers. I'm in possession of the top 7 answers. Your job in the audience is to identify those top 7 answers. All right, Dan, kick us off. Something you'll see in the World Cup.
Soccer players.
Football players. Football or soccer players. I mean, you'll definitely see them, but is it there? You know what? By your own rules, Dan, I'm not going to give it to you. Wah, wah, wah. Even Pedro agrees, players, but not... Eesh. What's something you'll see in the World Cup? It's the most obvious thing. What the players doing, Dan? Playing what?
Football.
Football is there. Well done, Dan. Let's kick that off. That's the number one answer, with 26 of 100 humans saying football. People on Instagram did say that. Pilar said it, and a bunch of others. By the way, thank you, Carlos, Pedro, Africa, Georgios, Ivan Samrov, Zasufre, Pilar, Ivan GP, Anna Kasan, many, many more. All right, let's see. Balls, says Eugene. If the shorts are too short, you'll see balls. Is balls there? No, it's not. Wah, wah, wah. Flags, says Mike. Flags, banderas. Is banderas there? Yes, it is. Well done. Con says alcohol. Is alcohol there? Alcohol. No, it's not. Wah, wah, wah. Painted faces, says Vero. Face paint. Pintura facial. Is that there? Yes, it is. Vero, well done. It's the 7th most popular answer, with 7 of 100 humans saying pintura facial, face paint. Well done. That was a tough one. What's this? Vuvuzelas. What's vuvuzelas, Dan?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's from Mike. I don't know what that means, so I can't give you a point. National flag, says the bridge. We've had that. Advertisements, says Con. Advertisements. Anuncios. Is the advertisements there? No, it's not. The bridge did say football. Here we go. Vero says team T-shirts. Oh, I think you call them a kit, don't you? Football kit. Is there a football kit there? No, it's not. Wah, wah, wah. All right. Carlos says a naked streaker. Ah, okay. It's, oh God, vuvuzuelas. It's, I don't know what we call it. It's like a trumpet, right? A naked streaker, says Carlos. Good answer, but not there. Wah, wah, wah. Someone else said trophies here. That was Pedro. Pedro says fans. Ivan GP says supporters. Is fans there? Fan or supporter? Aficionado? Yes, it is. Well done, well done. 20 of 100 humans said fans, aficionados. It's in 2nd place. Vuvuzuelas are an African musical instrument. We have been educated. Thank you, Vero. Thank you, thank you. You blow through it. Thank you, Con. My God, are we the only people on the planet that didn't know what a vuvuzuela was? I think so. Everyone's saying, it's a South African World Cup instrument. Thank you, Con. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, there they are. Very colourful, kind of, yeah, a way to, I don't know, make noise, I guess. No alcohol. The Scots have been around. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's continue. Nothing, because I won't see it. Miniego says Africa. She won't see the World Cup. Georgia says, hopefully Spain getting their second star on the badge. Let's see. I don't know if Cabo Verde's got anything to do with it. Ivan Samrov says, fights between supporters of different teams. Sadly, hopefully we don't see that. Hopefully we don't see that. Animal says Azufre. Mia here says, referee. Arbitro. Is a referee there? Yes, it is. Well done. Okay, let me see if I can prompt another answer. Okay, Dan, there are, what are the system of points? How do you earn a point in football?
Winning a match. Drawing a match.
No, not to earn points in the World Cup, but in a match, in just a match. How do you win a point?
Scoring a
goal. A goal. Goles is goal there. Yes, it is. Well done. Scoring says Con. Offsides. Goal says Mike. Well done, well done, well done. You can also see Shakira singing and dancing, says Ferro. All right, last one. Let's see if... Oh, do we have time? This is what you win, Dan. What do you win?
a trophy.
A trophy is there. Well done.
But someone said it before.
Did they? No, they didn't. Did they? No one said trophy, did they? T-shirts. No one said... Dan, what is happening with you today?
No, you said.
Did I? I don't think I did. No one said trophy here. Okay, we'll listen to the replay, but I don't think anyone said trophy. All right, guys, you've completed today's 100 Humans. Let's go through the list. I asked 100 humans to name something, algo que puedes ver en el Mundial. Something you'll see in the World Cup. In position number 7. You had face paint, pintura facial. In position number 6. Trophy, trofeo. In position number 5. A referee, árbitro. In position number 4. Goal, goles. 11 of 100 humans said that one. In position number 3. Flags, banderas, flags. Well done. In position number 2. Fans, aficionados. 20 of 100 humans. And finally, in position number 1. Football, football. 26 of 100 humans said that. All right, guys. Some more amazing answers. The cup, trophy, yellow and red cards, penalties. You guys are on fire. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you this afternoon with the Lunchtime Show. See you next time.